got the Doomsday Download.
Welcome to another episode of the Doomsday Download. I am Talon, and lounging on his bed, on his bed like an elf on the shelf is Dill Farrell. How are you, my guy?
Hey, I like Dill Farrell.
Yeah.
And an elf on the shelf. Oh my god,
Dude.
it all makes so much sense.
Dude, I put in a lot amount of work, Are
you doing okay today?
Nah, dude, I'm all backed up because of the holidays. I'm all excited for holiday movie chat, which we're gonna get into.
That's right,
We're
dude.
gonna decide on which ones are gonna be saved to the hard drive.
Yeah.
But yeah, before that, man, we gotta get into the question of the day. I can't believe it.
Questions of the day.
That's right. And one of them is pretty meaty. I think I'm gonna go with my question first because I think it's a little quicker.
Okay.
What is a gift from your Christmas pasts that stands out to you?
Okay. So I have two answers for this.
Oh.
One is a bike, and it wasn't just because I got the bike.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I was at my dad's, and my grandma Bobby had come to stay with us for Christmas.
Yeah.
And her and I slept on the couch bed. I would have been in first grade.
Okay.
So whatever age that is. And her and I slept on the couch bed, and, that was in the living room. And so it was like, okay, you have to be super quiet. You can't look over the back of the couch because Santa is coming.
Right.
And, you don't want to interrupt that or
Yeah.
whatever.
He's like a reindeer. You can't spook him away. He'll take all the gifts.
That's right, dude. He'll poop and then run away.
That's right.
And so it was like early in the morning, like 5 or 6 in the morning. Sun was just coming up.
Yeah.
And she woke me up and was like, oh, I think Santa came. And I looked over the back of the couch, and the only thing I saw that I, recognized as being new was the bike.
Mm-hmm.
And so that always stuck out to me as like one of the best Christmas mornings.
Nice. And it was your bike, right? It wasn't one of your siblings' bikes?
Honestly, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It might have not even been my gift.
Okay.
And then another thing that I remember is going in Tahoe City, going to Boatworks, the little mall there, and they had the Santa there, and I swear there were like 100 people at least crowded around this Santa, right? And I went up and he asked me what I wanted, and I said I wanted an art set. And he had one of the little helpers pull a gift from the stack of gifts.
What?
And it was wrapped, and it was a fucking art set.
That's amazing. So you just said, hey, I'm just spitballing Santa, just an art set in general? Or did you say, I want the Cassiopeia 900 art set?
No, I just said, I want art supplies or something, whatever it was.
Nice.
And he whipped that out, and it blew my mind.
That's amazing.
I could not believe it.
What do you think he does if a kid goes up and is generically, I want a pony, a real, living, breathing pony?
Maybe they had jerky, and he'd go, oh, this is pony meat.
It was once a pony.
Yeah. Yeah, what's yours?
Okay, so again, I like that you said two. I have two. One, which is very practical, and this is funny. My stepmom, who will go unnamed, gave me luggage as in the year I was going to leave. She's like, yeah, pack this shit and go.
Okay.
But it turned out at the time I was like, you fucking piece of shit. You giving me luggage? But now looking back, I'm like, it's useful. I've still used it to this day. So,
Yeah.
no credit to her, but I'm happy I have it.
You're also the cheapest dude on earth. So having something like that you can just keep forever is perfect.
Yeah, zippers have broken on it, and I'm like, that's not an important enough zipper to replace this bag, let me tell you. So yeah, that's one of them. And then another one that I'm pretty sure, I think I got my Nintendo 64 for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
And that's obviously huge.
Yeah. So that's funny because I do remember getting my Nintendo 64 on Christmas, and it was amazing. I mean, obviously I was so excited, but it doesn't stand out as the Christmas magic moment, where those other two moments, that was I believe.
I believe in you, Santa.
Yeah. And then I found out that he's a fucking fraud, dude. And that, what a piece of shit. And he tricked all of our parents too.
Yeah, dude. It's like a pyramid scheme.
I will say I like this new thing now. It's like a trend with younger parents where the gifts from Santa will be like practical gifts, you know, like the socks or like not like super boring gifts, but just practical things.
Yeah.
And then the big, like expensive items will be from them.
Oh, yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah. So other kids don't think that Santa is like, you know, not as much of a fan of them as that kid.
I guess it could work the other way, though, because if other parents are still doing it the traditional way, then they go to school and they're like,
That's true.
I got a new bicycle helmet from Santa. What'd you get? And the kid's like, I got a yacht. And it's like, I don't know what's going on with Santa, but we need to have a talk, all right?
Well, I think the idea is like, okay, if I got socks from Santa, but I still got this baller ass gift from my parents,
Right.
and that kid got, you know, whatever from Santa, these nice gifts, then you're not going to think, like, the kid is still stoked that he got that cool thing for Christmas, but the other kid could be like, well, his parents got him that.
Yeah,
And so that's why, you know, his parents are rich. Santa's not rich. Santa can only do so much.
His parents just really love him. That's the difference here. Oh, okay. I'm going to need therapy.
Oh, man. Too close to home, dude. All right. Now my question.
Oh,
And we've been gearing up for my question.
we have.
So we got a little early Christmas treat yesterday. The GTA 6 trailer released a day early.
That's right.
Let's freaking talk about it, dude. What are your thoughts?
Okay. My biggest thought is it looks incredible.
Yeah.
I can't believe how far this game has come. Like just today, I was on Reddit and someone had already posted a side-by-side for the GTA 5 release trailer versus this one. And it's incredible. Like they lined up like plane shots and boat shots and everything. And it was like, oh my God, we're like living in the future. Like, look at how good this game looks.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a super cool video. So that's one big thing. And then also, man, I'm just pumped for the story. Like looking at, I was listening to Jake Baldino, our guy. And if people don't know, he does a lot of like game reviews and stuff online. And he was talking about the trailer and he was saying like how much he was excited for this dynamic, this couple who are in love, this kind of true romance thing. And I was like, yeah, I'm excited for that too. Like it's a new take and it just feels like it's going to be in good hands.
So do we know that they oh, that's right. Rockstar said it's like kind of a Bonnie and Clyde esque thing. That's right. Yeah, that is really exciting. Yeah, no, I agree. Another thing that I noticed is like the game is so populated. There are so many pedestrians, so many cars on the road. And that's super exciting. Yeah. Just because that is, you know, in GTA 5 with it being LA, one of just the most populated cities in the world.
Yeah.
It feels empty a lot of the time.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's no traffic or anything, which I understand, you know, you're driving around a video game, you don't want to be in traffic, but throw some more pedestrians, throw some more cars on the road and just make it feel really lived in. Yeah. That's one thing that I loved about, you know, Red Dead 2 is that even though you have these vast like areas of just nobody, when you're in towns, they feel populated.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also that makes more sense in Red Dead because that's supposed to be like the expansive Wild West and it's supposed to be people are like scattershot here and there. But yeah, I was going to ask you actually, have you ever had that? I mean, I'm sure you have because this is just like the GTA 5 experience, but you blow up a car and then you are running up and down the same highway and you're like, please spawn more cars. And you keep turning around. You're like, which lane are they going to come from? So yeah, totally. I'm ready for a game where it's like, no, the cars are there because this is a big city.
Yeah, and so that was the other thing I was thinking about when watching the trailer is like GTA 5, you know, obviously it's a 10-year-old game at this point.
Yeah.
They released Red Dead 2 since then, and Red Dead 2 just like the NPCs, the graphics, the gameplay, and like the depth of the gameplay, the amount of things that you can do, the activities, everything was such an improvement on GTA 5 that I'm really excited to see them now carry that into GTA 6.
Yeah. And see where they go with it in the modern age and also like how they add those things but make them an improvement on GTA 5 too, right? So like, yes, it's good to use Red Dead as a stepping stone, but like, you know, what do you think they're going to do that's new in this game? Like, do you have any ideas of like what, because, you know, like in GTA 5, there was the hopping characters thing. Yeah. Do you see anything there where you're like, maybe that's what they're going to do?
Yeah. So Rockstar always does like obviously the release trailer, and then they will do like a long, like almost featurette where they go through like everything that the game has to offer. Yep. One of the things that I could really potentially see them introducing, and I don't think a lot of people would agree with me on this, but potential co-op.
Yeah. No, I've heard about that. That's a cool idea. That would be so fun, especially the online plays become so big for them, right? So makes sense.
Yeah. So that would be great. I also hope that they give the online as good of a treatment as they did to GTA 5.
Yeah.
And not just fully snub it like they did with Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
And I understand that it's a huge cash cow for them, but to make it a little bit more accessible for like new players hopping in and stuff. You know, obviously we lucked out getting in early where they had like the money drop lobbies and all of that. So we are kind of just set in that game.
Dude, you're so rich in that.
Yeah, but when you like hop into it as like I can't imagine hopping into it as a new player and seeing a car cost, you know, $1.8 million or something, and there's just no feasible way to earn that on your own.
Right.
And that's just a bummer. It is still like a fun game to play just to cruise around with your friends and, you know, create chaos,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
it is it would be nice to see them do it a little bit better than they did with Red Dead 2 because that felt like a step backward with the online play.
Yeah, totally. And I almost feel like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like with Red Dead 2, they were kind of saying our focus is so on GTA online that we're not even really worried about this. Like, we have too many plates spinning in the air right now to even turn our eye to being, you know, Red Dead Online, which sucks because that was a totally different atmosphere, totally different vibe. But man, I think that they're gonna not only go in, I think they're gonna go harder. This is the bummer part of it. I'm sorry, everybody. It's just information I have. One of the heads of Rockstar has said it's unbelievable that games are as cheap as $70 when you get more hours out of them. So they're already looking at ways to make more money off of it. My feeling is, I bet when they finally do release the game, it'll be $75 or even $80.
Yeah.
And then the online will be another $50 or $60.
Yeah, and that would be a bummer because that's not what they did with GTA 5, where, you know, I mean, obviously games just as a standard have always kind of cost the same, like across the board.
Whatever the market is.
Yeah, and so obviously they didn't do that with GTA 5, but GTA Online, it came after the campaign, but it was a free edition, and it would be nice if they did that. That being said, I'm okay with paying more for the base game because of the amount of hours I get out of those games.
Sure.
It would be a bummer. I also could see it as like incentive to, if the GTA 6 Online doesn't release well after the single player, incentive for you to just like finish the single player, wait, then dip your toes into the online when you are okay with, you know, dropping some more money on it, or seeing like if people even like it or are, you know, as into it as they were with GTA 5.
Right. Totally.
I did want to ask you, how do you feel about returning to Vice City?
I'm stoked.
Yeah, me too, man.
Dude, it's gonna be so cool. They do such a good job of like contrasting worlds. Like, they could have gone to New York. That's probably the other one that people were expecting, Liberty City.
Yeah.
But that would have been so similar to LA in a way that they were like, no, we have to go to like this, you know, glitz, glamour, neon version of our world. Like, don't you kind of get that sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I also do love that the fictional Florida offers that Tiger King side of Florida that you really see in the trailer, which is exciting.
Yeah. One of my favorite little details, because I paused a couple things on the trailer. Did you look at any like the hashtags and stuff that they were pumping in?
No.
So my favorite one was "Have a Vice Day," and I was like, "Hell yeah, guys!
Yeah,
Having
that's
fun
great.
with it."
I like that they haven't jumped back in time period either. They're sticking with the current day. It looks like because they used to kind of jump around the 90s and stuff.
Yeah. No, totally. They used to, and I think that the direction that they're going to go in is more our era, and it's like good. It's like you said, it's like rife with material, so they're going to get a lot of juice out of the squeeze.
Yeah,
is the saying.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
A lot of juice out of the squeeze. Now, speaking of juice, dude, because we can't spend this whole time on GTA.
Wow. Are you transitioning this time?
Yeah, but
you're segueing?
Really bad. Like, really poorly. 'Cause
I'm loving
it has
this.
nothing to do with juice, but
Usually I get called out for my segues, and I love this.
juice me up on your holiday movies, dude.
Oh, it's going to get so juicy in here, dude.
I'm juicing already, dude. If I'm being honest, I'm juicing.
With holiday movies, the family's here. Okay. Yeah, so my honorable mentions, I got 3. I'll say this. I think 2 of these might not be that big for most people. One of them definitely is, so I think people are going to be shocked by this. My first one on the honorable mention, Scrooged. Just love it. Bill Murray. Next one, 8 Crazy Nights. I loved that when I was younger.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, I think if I rewatch it in my head, there's only certain things that are like still timely and work.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And then the last one, It's a Wonderful Life. And that's the one that a lot of people are like, every year I have to watch that movie. It's classic. I watch it with my family a lot, but like, I can't say that it's the one I would save. So it's off the
Yeah.
list.
No, I'm with you on that. I mean, that's one that you see a million times growing up. And now I'm just to the point where I'm like, yeah, I don't need to watch that anymore.
Yeah.
So, okay, great. My honorable mentions. I do just want to be clear. We mentioned holiday movies. So this any movie that is centered around a winter holiday,
Okay.
right?
I think it's fair game, but if you say something crazy, I'll let you know.
Okay. But anyways, my honorable mentions. So I also have Scrooged.
Hey, nice.
I have The Santa Claus with
Okay.
Tim Allen.
Yep.
And I have Klaus, which we watched last year for the first time. It's a Netflix animated movie. I did fall asleep, but what I did see of it, I really liked.
I like this. So you're like, it's a quality movie, but I can't put it in my top 5 because I didn't finish it.
Exactly. And you know me, I fall asleep for everything, so
Yeah,
it's no indicator of if it's good or not.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah, you fall asleep to horror movies, which blows my mind. Like, you don't have any adrenaline spiking in your body.
Nope, absolutely none. And it also, like, it's kind of a terrible experience to fall asleep for a horror movie because if people around me jump, like Candy will be holding my hand or something, or she'll, like, grip me as soon as, something scary happens, and it's a terrible way to wake up.
It really is. It's a start where you're like, oh my God, is she being attacked? And then you're like, no, it's the people on the TV. All right, I'm asleep.
Yeah.
No, okay, that's great, dude. I really do like you said, Scrooged is classic. And what was the last one? Oh, Klaus, you said.
Klaus, yep.
I haven't seen that, but I did see it on some lists when I was doing my research that it's like high on a lot of lists. So
Yeah, it's just a great version of Santa Claus. I think you would like it.
okay, cool. I gotta check it out. Who's the lead? The actor.
I have no idea.
Okay, moving on.
Don't ask me questions I can't answer, dude.
All right, I'm gonna jump in. My number 5.
Do it, dude.
Big time classic. If I do this, does it do anything for you?
It sure does, dude. And just for listeners, because this is an audio medium,
Yeah.
he put his hands on his cheeks and did kind of a Kevin face, if you will.
Oh, Mr. Home Alone himself, Home Alone. So yeah, Macaulay Culkin. Obviously, that's where he got his rolling start into things.
Yep.
And dude, that first one's so fun. I mean, it's just like such a wild movie. I also love modern day thinking about it. Have you ever heard the like who would win between Predator and Kevin from Home Alone?
No.
Like if it was home turf, Home Alone, would he be able to hold off Predator? Because he set some elaborate ass traps.
That's
dude.
true.
So,
But none of them kill.
I think they would if it was against the Predator. So like the one that's a blowtorch to the man's head, that's just because it's a cartoon part of the movie. But I like to think that in this world it would be like, no, he's aiming to kill these dudes 100%. And
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. So Home Alone is also my number 5.
hey,
And I couldn't decide between 1 and 2, so it's just both of them.
okay,
I love 2 for the New York setting
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just that he gets the run of this whole abandoned building.
yeah. And you love the Trump cameo. Let's be honest.
I just love it, dude. I love seeing him as much as possible. And I love 1 because it's just a classic. And Home Alone is one of those movies that just makes you wish that when we got electrocuted, our skeletons showed.
Yeah, it definitely does. And that any of us were resourceful enough to use old VHS tapes to order pizza and tell people to go away.
Yeah, and also, why was that? You didn't have to be that intricate about it. Just pay the pizza guy.
100%.
He's going to take money from anybody.
Yeah, 100%. Agreed. He would have taken money. So yeah, no, that's great. I can't believe we've synced up so far. Like we have the honorable mention. I feel like we're on a roll here.
Yeah, it's not going to continue for sure.
I'm hopeful. Number 4 on my list, and I thought a little bit about this, which version I wanted, but I'm just going to go with my heart. It's The Grinch with Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a great movie. I think if I rewatch it, I wouldn't be like, okay, how about this? If I watch it for the first time today, I don't think it'd be in my top 5.
Right.
But the very fact that it came out in the prime when we were little kids, and honestly, that movie makeup is great, and Jim Carrey is eating all the scenery in the best way.
Oh, yeah. He's an absolute legend.
Dude, yeah, he's the best. So, yeah, I think that's definitely in my number 4. And go Whoville, I suppose.
Wow.
Who dem? Whoville.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you got to it. Yeah, my issue with The Grinch, because I love the movie as well, I just have a hard time believing that all of that is in a snowflake.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little, you got to stretch your mind a little bit to get in
Yeah,
there.
which I'm not willing to do.
No,
You know
no.
that.
You are set in your ways.
Okay, my number 4,
Huh?
planes, trains, automobiles.
Oh, Ooh, okay.
So not a Christmas movie.
Okay.
It is a Thanksgiving movie,
Okay, I see what you did.
but it's fantastic. I love that movie.
Yeah.
John Candy is phenomenal in it. Steve Martin, obviously always good.
Yep, yep.
And there are so many great scenes. That is an annual watch for me.
Yeah.
And it just has like the sweetest ending that I love.
Yeah, no, that's a classic. It's like one of the biggest John Candy movies for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love it too, honestly. It just makes me think about all the other great John Candy movies, and that's a whole rabbit hole into itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good call. I dig that one. How many times do you think you've seen it?
Oh, there's no way to know because I watched it growing up. Like that was one of those movies that, Pop would put on. And so, yeah, I've just seen it so many times that so many moments are just, where you're watching it and you're anticipating the line delivery, like not even what they're going to say, but like his mannerisms while he says it. Like it's one of those where I could probably recite it in my sleep.
That's amazing, dude. Oh man, such a good list. Okay. After The Grinch, number 3 for me, and I think this would be number 1 for a lot of people, and it's also going to drive some people crazy when they hear my 2 and my 1, but Elf.
Okay.
So speaking of Dill Farrell, which is William Farrell in this case.
Correct.
It's great, man. I love it because it's like a modern story that doesn't take itself so seriously. I think a lot of my problems with like the old classics is that they tend to be kind of like, saccharine sweet and like very much focused on like, well, Christmas is about being a tiny little kid and, be going through an adventure with being, crazy family or whatever. And those are fine. But I think what really speaks to me is like Elf is just Will Ferrell being a goober. And, it's so many quotable great lines like Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
So
That's like a daily quote for me sometimes. Like I'll go like a couple weeks where I'm just saying it every day or some variation of it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great choice. Elf did not make my list, spoilers. And it's, I think, just due to overexposure. I think I've just seen it too many times to the point where like I'm never craving an Elf rewatch.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you do you, I guess.
I mean, I'm happy to do me. This is a great movie. A lot of people would stand with me.
Okay, what number are we on? 3?
3.
All right, dude. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
The Holdovers.
Hey, I was
man.
hoping it would make the list because I saw it again come up on some other people's lists, and I was like, man, it looks like a good movie.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good enough that it hopped on the list. I've still only seen it the one time.
Yeah.
But I loved it so much. I spoke about it in the previous episode, so I won't go too far into it.
Sure.
But yeah, it just hits on all the right notes for me.
Yeah. Dude, and honestly, I've been hearing some good buzz for Paul Giamatti, and man, I just can't wait to check it out. It's got to be coming to streaming soon. And
It is. Yeah, it's on streaming.
It is?
Yeah.
I'm going to it. It's happening.
You just got to pay attention, my dude.
It's hard to pay attention to these times. We're moving so fast. Speaking of moving fast,
Yes.
my number 2
Okay.
is Gremlins, dude.
Wow.
I fucking love Gremlins. I love the lore of Gremlins. I love the ugly little creatures. I love the attention to detail with the
Yeah, what are the
puppets.
creatures called?
Well, so there's the Gremlins, and then there's the Mogwai, which is the little like Furby guy.
All right, calm down, nerd. I just thought you were going to say gremlins.
Well, yeah, it's Gremlins, yeah. But dude, I love it. There's so many crazy rules to it. Don't feed them after midnight. Don't get them wet. There's so many things that are like, I don't know, ingrained in my brain and ingrained from the first time I saw them as a kid. Like the impact that movie had on me of being like, this is a universe unto itself is just stuck with me. And I honestly, when I was a kid, I think I watched Gremlins 2 more. Speaking of a movie set in New York, the sequel set in New York. And they're both stupid and fun and wild. But Gremlins 1, man, it stuck with me when I was a kid. And then as a teenager, I was like, yes, this is the kind of Christmas movie I like best, where it doesn't take itself seriously. And it's like, this is kind of a horror movie and kind of out there.
Hell yeah. I didn't realize that you had so much love for Gremlins.
That's so sick, dude. It's such a cool idea.
I got to rewatch it now because I don't think I've seen Gremlins since I was 13 or 14.
Really?
Like, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah. It's wild, dude.
I think I was like taking myself too seriously as like a movie fan back then. And so around the time that I saw it, I was like, this is for children. Not really that, but like I just could not get into it.
No, that's a direct quote. I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, I do say that all the time. But yeah, no, that would definitely be worth a rewatch. And then maybe it would make my list in a future list.
Maybe.
Best Mogwai movies or whatever.
Oh, nice. Watch it be number 5. I'm like, what are the other 4? I don't know.
Yeah, which is so insane to me that your answer to my question was, well, okay, so they have the gremlins, and then there are the Mogwai. And the Mogwai's mother, that's Azertine, and Azertine...
They come from Benzanthion.
Wow, dude, Benzanthion, that was a good
I
little...
made it up off the cuff, and
I hoped so. I didn't... I was hoping it wasn't actually a real place.
Your Honor, this was an improv. I do not take any rights.
Okay, my number 2, dude. Christmas Vacation.
Nice. You love the vacation movies. I'm so happy
Dude,
it's on your list.
yeah, I love Christmas Vacation. That's the best out of them
Yeah.
for me. That is also an annual rewatch. I watch it every
Nice.
year. It is one that I've forced Candy to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, man. The opening, it starts out with the animated Santa Claus just like beating the shit out of himself trying to get into this house. You know, everything's going wrong. Sets a tone for the movie.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase is great in it. The whole family. Beverly D'Angelo is like such a hilarious mom in the movie. But yeah, everybody. It's got what is his name? John Galecki, something like
that.
from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
He's the son. Juliette Lewis is in it.
Wow.
Randy Quaid, your favorite Quaid, he's in it.
Yes. Established lore now.
But yeah, it's fantastic. I love it.
Mm.
It still cracks me up, and I'm now super stoked to watch it again this season.
Dude, that's so cool. Honestly, I'm going to trade you watches on this one because it sounds like you're going to check out Gremlins, and I really do have to rewatch Christmas Vacation. All the clips that I ever see of it, I'm like, this looks like my kind of movie. I just don't remember it. The last thing I think I saw it was at your house when we were kids.
Yeah,
So
that
I'm like,
makes sense.
I got to go back.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's really fun to watch as an adult and just see like all the adult issues and like perceive those things as an adult. It's fun.
Yeah, totally. Seeing the holidays from another side. That's also the part of this thing with our list is like, this is not the family movie list necessarily. This is like men in their 30s being reflecting on what Christmas means and all that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, now on our number 1, I have a feeling we have the same number 1.
Yeah.
So why don't we say it on 3?
I love it.
Okay, so we'll go 3, 2, 1, and then say it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Die Hard. Yeah.
Did
made
you almost
number
not
one.
say? It sounded like you almost messed up. Die.
Maybe because I was still doing the countdown in my head. I was like 0, -1. Oh shit! I have to say the words.
That's right, dude. I forgot that was your first count to 3 moment. I'm sorry, man.
Oh man, I'm so stoked though. This is both of our number 1. Okay, so
Hell
tell me
yeah.
about it.
Dude, okay, if you want to argue that this isn't a Christmas movie, fuck off. I need you out of my life
100%.
because this is a Christmas movie. Okay? It's all centered around Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas is an ongoing theme in the backdrop of this.
Sure is.
And it makes me feel warm and cuddly, and I also remember the magic of Santa Claus when I watch this.
Yeah. Santa Claus in a tank top. Let's go.
Alan Rickman reading the sign on that dead terrace. Ho, ho, ho. It's so
Dude.
fantastic.
Alan, are you with us?
Oh, R.I.P. R.I.P. Rest in power, Snape.
Dude, for real. Yeah, dude, his Hans Gruber, I mean, that's one of the most iconic villains. Like it just clicked for me that like, yes, absolutely, he would be on a short list of action villains, all the villains, awesome.
Yeah. Let's hear your thoughts.
So I just fucking love it, man. Obviously, another thing about it, it's infinitely quotable. The Yippee-ki-yay motherfucker has lived on and on. It's so iconic that even the TV edits, when it's like, Yippee-ki-yay, Father Christmas, or some shit like that, you're like, hell yeah, dude, Father Christmas, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I've mentioned this to you before, but Die Hard is the first action movie that I saw where the hero just gets the shit beat out of him throughout the movie, and just at the end you can just see every injury and remember how it happened.
Yeah.
And I love that, and they carried that. I don't remember if 2 is like that, because 2 is an absolute trash movie.
The airport one, right?
Yeah, but Die Hard with a Vengeance is fantastic, and they carried it into that as well. Him and Sam Jackson just get the shit beat out of them.
Yeah.
And I love that. That was one thing where, as a kid, when we're playing like Cops and Robbers or whatever, I loved just kind of like throwing myself around and just feeling, like a stuntman kind of.
Yeah,
And
dude.
you feel that when you watch that.
100%.
So I love that about those movies, and just fucking Bruce Willis being as babely burly self,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. And also an annual rewatch for me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, I mean, really for me, that was the role, one of the earliest roles that I saw him in. And I was like, this guy's awesome. Later in life, he got less awesome. We can
For
be
sure.
totally real about
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
But, like a time capsule, if you look at that guy, he was, like you said, he was burly and he just didn't take shit. And he was the hero of the plaza. Hang on. I'm going to say it's Yakatomi. That's my
Yes.
guess.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Yeah, I always get it wrong, so I just don't even try anymore.
Well, I'm pretty close. If that's not it, then you know what? Let's see you get any closer.
And also, I just want to shout out the limo driver, dude, because he is such a fantastic character in that movie.
He is.
Yeah,
and he gets
throughout.
such a good, big part to play. And the cop, too.
Well,
Like, down
yeah,
on the ground,
Carl
obviously.
Winslow is,
Yeah.
is fantastic in it. But yeah, that limo driver, every time it cuts back to him and you just kind of see what's going on under the building and he's like totally unaware for most of it, he's a lot of fun. He's a fun character.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts, man. That's one of the greatest action franchises, and the fact that it's a Christmas movie. Like I was saying with my Gremlins pick, it's just something about this category works for me, and this is just one of the picks that there's no other choice. This is the one.
Yeah, well, and much like The Shining, how I watch that every, fall around Halloween, I love the idea of a movie that I can revisit every year around a specific time of year.
That's cool.
And get back into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, this one, just being an action movie that I loved as a kid, not even thinking of it as like a Christmas movie for my childhood, and now being able to treat it as such because that's what it is, it makes me feel great. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's great, dude. And you know what? Now it's on the hard drive so at the end of the world, people will get to look at Christmas through the lens of bullets and bloody feet, and that's what we want.
That's right. And that's the one Christmas movie you get.
That's it. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, we agreed on it, so you only get one.
That's right.
All right, my boy. Let's move on to our final little segment here. Speaking of
Come on.
Limo drivers.
Yeah, you're pulling in.
Pulling into the finish line.
Yeah, that's what limo drivers do. They cross a lot of finish lines.
Yeah. At the limo races, they do, dude. That's something that would happen in Florida, by the way. So GTA 6 needs to have this. Some
That's a
limo
tie
races.
back.
Yeah, some
Oh
souped
my
up limo
God.
races.
Dude, don't let them hear you. They're going to take that idea.
Dude, I'm killing this podcast co-host gig right now.
Oh, man. Except you forgot to say the name of the actual segment, which is Binges on
Sorry?
the Fringes.
Oh, I thought we were done. All right.
I thought we had wrapped, actually. So, yeah, let's see. Binging on the Fringe. Mine is pretty straightforward, man. It's The Boys. I am on season 3 of my rewatch.
Hell yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, watching Gen V and knowing that, they just released the trailer for season 4 and knowing that it's coming back, I was like, it's time to rewatch. And I'm happy to say that it's still my favorite. It's the best. It's
Hell yeah,
insane.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a game that I've been playing, Teardown. Finally came to Xbox.
Yep.
It is so fun. And there's way more to this game than I thought there would be. So I'm really enjoying that. I've been playing through that. It's only single player. Right now, maybe in the future they're going to add co-op, I think. But, for now it's just single player. So I'm really enjoying that. And then the one co-op thing that I will say, and this is going to sound insane, but Candy and I have been playing a lot of Power Wash Simulator.
That does sound insane.
Dude, it scratches that itch of having just a checklist of things and checking those things off that list.
And
We
checking them
listen to
twice.
music. Dude, stop it. It's not Christmas yet.
We have to get in the spirit.
So, yeah, it scratches that itch. It's something that we can play together, work on those goals together in the game. We did the SpongeBob add-on, the DLC, and that was a lot of fun because it was way more in-depth than I thought. They had, things from specific episodes, references to specific episodes.
That's cool.
That I was not expecting. I thought they would just have some, different settings from the show, and that was it.
So what do you do? How do you power wash? Are you power washing SpongeBob's house?
Yeah, so the first level is his house and Squidward's and Patrick's Rock. You go to Rock Bottom, you go to Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy's lair.
Nice.
You do the Krabby Patty, the Chum Bucket. One of the coolest levels was you do the invisible. What is
boat?
it? Yeah, but it's called something. It's like the Invisiboat or something.
Yeah.
And so as you're cleaning it, it's becoming invisible. So it gets more challenging the more you do it
That is
because you
cool.
can't see where dirt is left. So yeah, just and the campaign is actually compelling, and there's some detail to that I wasn't expecting. So the amount of love that went into just a basic pressure washing simulator
Yeah.
game is great, and it's been a lot of fun for us to play through together.
Good. That's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, no, that seems like a good couple game because, like you're saying, it's like a nice way to unwind at the end of the day. It's not quite like the times you guys have played Call of Duty or Dead by Daylight where you're like, you know what'd be great at the end of a long, hard day? Being terrified and murdering.
Yeah.
So that's not.
Or being infinitely frustrated.
Yeah, exactly. So that's cool. And that's also way better than like the alternative. I don't know if you ever played this game, but there was that one game that was like a really realistic go and clean up someone's house simulator.
I think Candy played that. It was like House Flipper or something.
It was, yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. And like I got to the part where it was like, you paint the panels of the wall one by one and you need to go back to the bucket and dip it in. And I was like, I'm going to need this game to go jump off a cliff right now because this is too much.
I'm not actually going to earn money from flipping this house, so I shouldn't be working.
Yeah. Is this now my full-time job? No, thanks. This is supposed to be a game.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. And that is how I am with most of those games. But Power Wash Simulator, it hit for us.
Working.
Okay, dude, speaking of hitting for us, where can people hit us if they want to see some stuff? That was my dog barking.
Yes, that is Mabel. She wants to join in on the outro.
Can you open that door for her? Yes. Tal's going to step away to open the door for my little shithead.
Go, Bingus. Go. Be free.
Thank you.
Okay, so they can find us on Gmail if they want to write to us about holiday hits that we didn't bring up. They can do that at...
doomsdaydownloadpod@gmail.com.
That's right.
Oh, I forgot it. Okay.
It came back to you, though. And then if they want to check us out on Instagram, we've got like trivia tidbits. We've got all kinds of little extra goodies on there if you're feeling like you want to treat yourself. And that is at...
Doomsday Download Pod.
And you can go over to TikTok if that's more your speed. And we will put a bow on some good, fun, Christmassy stuff, I'm sure, over there. And that is
Put
at...
a bow on it. Doomsday Download.
That's it. No pod on that one.
Yeah. And also leave us a review and just be a total shithead. If you really hated this episode or this show in general, we will only read the 5-star reviews. So whatever your podcast platform is, if you want to just talk shit, do it. But if you don't leave 5 stars, you're screaming into the void.
That's right. Yeah. And if you just want to tell us how much you love Will Ferrell movies, if you just want to go down a side tangent, we welcome that too, because I'm sure we're going to have an episode about Will Ferrell one of these days, and you'd be doing my homework for me, to be completely honest with you.
That's spoilies, dude. Okay, well, if you're on your way to work, have a fucking great day at work.
And if you're on your way home from work, I hope you had a great day.
Night-night.
Night-night.